Whenever we play a game like GTA or Elder Scrolls, we know what we're getting into when we boot up the game. However, there are some games that throw us a bit of a curveball, and even though we know what we're getting into in terms of the game, we did not expect these moments to be in it. So sit down, relax, grab a Randy, and join me for the 10 weirdest moments in gaming history. Number 10 is Eversion. Now when you boot up this game, you're going to automatically presume it's a fun, loving, bubbly platformer for you to enjoy. And it does really seem that way when you start playing the bad boy, but then it takes a turn for the worst. You begin to come to the realization that this game is a little bit darker than you thought. For example, this black cloud is seemingly following you around and kind of destroying the world as it tries to catch you. Not only that, but the game over screen actually features this redhead peach looking Björ who appears to be nothing but a pretty princess until she turns into this thing and kills you. Okay, fun times then, let's go. Number 9 is Skyward Sword. Now the Zelda series have never been afraid of doing some weird things in the past, but the majority of the time they have a bit of meaning behind them. However, in Skyward Sword you're able to do something that really doesn't have or add any meaning to the game whatsoever. Link is able to use the bathroom. Now this would be fine for the most part. A lot of people were basically saying that they wanted to add a bit of realism to the Zelda series and, fictional game characters have to use the bathroom as well. Except no though, because this is the only time you're able to do that, and the way he does it is absolutely ridiculous. For one, he doesn't pull his pants down, my boy, what? I understand that they had to abide by the age rating they set, but I mean, come on. And as a final punch in the face, he flushes the toilet when he finishes. This puts a weird image in my head of Link sitting down on a toilet, not pulling his pants down, shitting in his pants, and then standing up to flush the toilet even though there's no need to. But hey, it's life, I don't know, stop. Number 8 is Maniac Mansion. Now you may have heard of this classic Commodore 64 title that everybody knows and loves, but in the remake for the NES version they decided to add more control to the player and they allowed them to do something that was a little bit weird. Even though NES have a lot of censorship policies and they don't allow a lot of things to be in their games. In fact, the original Commodore 64 version was considered a little bit too violent, so they actually went and took out a load of stuff. However, they didn't take out the fact that you're allowed to microwave a freaking hamster. No, I did not misspeak, nor am I making a joke. In this game, you can microwave a hamster, and to put the final nail in the coffin, the way you do it is by stealing it off its original owner, going down to the kitchen, and putting the hamster into the microwave. And of course, a text will pop up on the top left that says, "Totally awesome." Not only that, but if you want, you can also go back to the owner, Weird Ed, and you can show him his dead hamster. Of course, this Weird Ed character will react pretty violently. He'll actually kill Sid, your character, if you do this. So be careful. And, don't microwave hamsters. What? Number 7 is Gary? In the amazing game that is Fallout 3, players are allowed to visit the presumably abandoned Vault 108. However, it's not abandoned, and it actually has one inhabitant, named Gary. This Pokemon-like character is only able to say one word, and that is his name. Not only that, but there are countless Garys you can meet, and all of them are hostile enemies that will attack you on sight. Even the grunts they make while punching and attacking you are Gary. They just say Gary. They don't have any other form of expression except for that word. Gary! It's incredibly weird and slightly out of place, but I'm pretty sure every player wants to see Gary return in Fallout 4. Number 6 is Bible Adventures. This is a series of unauthorized games made for the NES that is about, you guessed it, the Bible. Now that's not the weird bit. For the most part, the majority of consoles do have games that center around the Bible, but this one is a little bit weird. It features characters like Moses, Noah, and David and Goliath. However, all of these characters are depicted as overpowerful. Like the character of Noah is someone that has to go around carrying animals and throwing them into the ark. And Noah, even though he is depicted as an old man, is incredibly fast, unbelievably strong, to the extent that he's able to pick up 4 animals at once. What? But it does indeed get weirder because Baby Moses is another very strange entry in this list of games. In this game, it appears that Baby Moses is able to pick up soldiers that are attacking him. Not only this, but if Moses' mother gets caught by a soldier, the soldier will just pick up Baby Moses and throw him into the water. That's a little bit harsh now, don't you think? Can we all just get along? Number 5 is True Crime Streets of LA. Now you may have heard of this game. Now the game, of course, is about a cop going around arresting people, having a good time, yeah. And for the most part, it stays true to that description. It's a pretty realistic game at the end of the day. However, no, because at the end, there's a dragon. That's right, you have to do a series of tests, and your final test is a dragon. It just appears out of nowhere, there's no mention of it, and there it is. Fantastic, nice one, okay. It kind of takes away the credibility or the realism that the game possesses, but I guess it's a thing. Whatever, okay, next. Number 4 is cross-dressing Cloud. Now, the main reason this is weird is because of how randomly it's actually placed in the game. In Final Fantasy VII, one of the missions is to infiltrate a guy called the Dawn. Now, most players probably thought they were going to do it in a different way, like trying to become a member of the gang or trying to become one of his suppliers. But no, the main character, Cloud, cross-dresses in order to be hand-picked by the Dawn himself. It really comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden, you'll find yourself running around looking for dresses and weaves to find for Cloud. This random placement of a mission kind of solidifies Final Fantasy as a random kind of game, and it's why a lot of players love it. Number 3 is Seamen. Not to be confused with the thing that makes babies, Seamen is a seemingly experimental game for the Dreamcast. It seems to be in some way about evolution, as you kind of grow and develop this weird Seaman character. You speak through the microphone and find yourself having conversations with this dude, and he asks some of the most personal stuff ever.
In general, would you describe yourself as a confident person?
There's a lot more weirdness to unfold with this game as well. For example, the narrator of the game is Leonard freaking Nimoy. What?
You'll witness before you a phenomenon like no other.
Also, there's some really weird scenes in this game. That kind of stuff solidifies this entry as one of the weirdest games ever made for Dreamcast. Number 2 is the John Romero Doom 2 Easter egg. When you're fighting the final boss of Doom 2, Nightmare, you walk in and he says something that sounds incredibly creepy. Now, if you play that backwards, it actually says something along the lines of, "Kill John Romero to finish the game." That probably doesn't make a lot of sense to you, but you can actually kill John Romero, or at least shoot him. If you actually walk through Nightmare, you'll find him. There he is, John Romero. What? There's not much more to do than just shoot the guy a couple of times, but it is incredibly weirdly placed. I mean, this is the last boss of the game, and you have an Easter egg? What? And number 1 is Silent Hill 2, The Dog Ending. This is my favorite thing in the history of Everest. It is unbelievable. In one of the alternate endings of Silent Hill 2, you can find out that a dog was behind it all. Once you come to this realization, the dog will attempt to comfort you, but this is just so randomly placed that it's amazing. And then, to top the weirdness of this all off, the theme song at the end just solidifies this as one of the most random things in gaming history. And that's it for this top 10. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe. I'll leave a link down below to all my weird top 10s, and I will see you in the next video, though. What? I hope you enjoyed your Randy. Have a good one.